Hello and welcome. Alright, so that's my cat. For today's video, I'm just going to be doing an update on the rats. And now normally, I haven't done one of these in a long time just because I typically do these at the end of my vlogs. I call it the Rat Roundup. But there's a lot going on right now. So a lot of little things, some big things, you know, just a lot to talk about. And so I feel like it would kind of take over a vlog if I try to talk about it there. And so we're going to talk about it here. And the first update is going to be about the babies. So you probably vaguely remember me and Cappy talking about getting new dwarf babies. And because Cappy, because one of the breeders that I've used in the past with the transport posted some dwarf babies, and Cappy fell in love with one of them. And so we were going to get some dwarf babies. And that unfortunately is not going to happen now. So it did fall through. Basically what happened is the breeder's child, a young child, put a male in with my girls. And because of that and the timing of the transport, I can't get the babies because the transport's not even going to come back through here for a while. So it's not going to happen, unfortunately. There wasn't enough time to make sure they weren't pregnant before the transport was going to pick them up. So that is deeply unfortunate. Cappy was very upset. She was really, really attached to that little fawn girl. And I do wish that we could have gotten her. And then the other two I was going to get, I'm very upset about because they were Polly's granddaughters. And so, you know, Cappy doesn't fall in love with rats based on pictures very often. In fact, this might be the only time I can think of her doing that. Even when she got Spectre, Lockley, and Grant, it wasn't their pictures. She did pick them from pictures, but like it took her, she had to meet them before she fell in love with them. And that wasn't the case with this little girl. And then with my girls, they were Polychrome's granddaughters, and that's probably the only chance I have of getting any. She's had 2 litters of a total of 8 babies, and her original breeder did keep her son for a bit. I don't know if she still has him, so I don't know if he's being used for breeding. He might have had like 1 or 2 litters, but I didn't get the opportunity to adopt from them if he did. And then these 2 girls I was going to get were from her daughter, and so she's probably not going to be bred again. So yeah, I'm sad I missed out on that opportunity. But yeah, so it is what it is. Sometimes this kind of stuff happens, and it's like not fine because we're pretty bummed about it, but you know, it's okay. Like, it'll be a while before I get babies again, just because it did kind of take the wind out of my sails. So now I'm just like focusing on the rats I have for a bit. And you know, I'm pretty happy with my dwarf group actually. It's 6 rats, and I feel like 6 rats is a good size for a group. But yeah, we're just gonna move on from that now. Moving right along, let us talk about the dwarfs. The doors open. Oh yeah, of course you're here. Sensed it immediately, huh, babe? So let's talk about the dwarfs. My cat is behind me still. Oh, Polly. I'm not getting you a treat, so don't even think about it. Anyway, so I guess we'll start with Polly, who is over here. She's excited. That's why she's moving like this. I promise she's normally fine. Anyway, hi, Polly. Yeah, see, you want to show them you're not that bad? So Polly is still on prednisone. She is weaning off, though, so she'll hopefully be off prednisone in a couple of, like, by this time next week, she should be off it. And then hopefully she won't need any medication for a while. But yeah, she has a permanent head tilt, and her balance still can be a little wonky sometimes, but for the most part, she is fine. Hi, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, snuggles. Bonnet here is also fine. Oh my god. I might actually have to get some treats. Okay, hold on. Alright, here you go. Here's Aggie. She's also fine. Let me get you the small one because you're the small one. Hold on. There you go, babe. She's also fine. Bye. And over... Oh, Summer. Come here, Summer. I'll have to get her in a second. That cat kind of freaked him out. Mystic over here. She's also doing good. And then I don't actually know where Glitch is. But while I look for Glitch, I guess let's talk about Summer real quick. Summer. So Summer's breathing has been a bit heavy, and I did try her on a round of antibiotics. They're all gone. This is why I don't want to do the treats. I did try her on a round of antibiotics, and I didn't notice much of a difference. So I don't know. There's a chance that that's just how she is at the moment, but it is a little bit concerning. She kind of reminds me of how Foggy's breathing used to be. And Foggy did end up having heart failure late in life. So, like, Summer is only 6 months old, so I'm not, like, too worried about it. But I do wish I could have gotten some kind of result out of the antibiotics. And hopefully it's not going to be, like, a big thing in the future. Where the hell is Glitch? Glitchy! Glitchy Witch! What are you doing back there, Summer? Oh, there's Glitch. Come here, Glitch. Glitch is also doing fine. She's a little skittish still, but she's also very sweet, so I don't even care. But yeah, so I'm basically just going to be monitoring Summer. Hi. And if she gets worse, I'll try a different antibiotic, but for right now, she's not making any noise, so I'm just going to leave it be. Alright, guys. I'll leave you guys be now, too. Over here we have the Gravies. Here's Kelpie. She's fine. Here's Thistle. She's fine. Hi. And these are the two I kind of want to... Okay, Bake. Thank you for being violent about that. These are the two I kind of want to talk about, which are Baker and Ursula. We'll start with Ursula. So, Ursula's had some skin issues. So, I'm pretty sure it's just mites. Let me see if I can get a better shot for this. I actually have no idea where Ursula went, because that's Thistle. Well, we can watch Thistle while I say this. Where's Ursula? She's had some skin issues. I'm pretty sure it's just mites. So basically, she's got like scrapes on her skin, scratches and stuff. And she's had 2 mite treatments, and these are not, well, the ones they're healing, but they're coming back, which could indicate that she needs a 3rd treatment, which would be very unusual. Or that there's something worse going on. Nothing like too severe. First thing that would come to my mind would be some kind of food allergy. But I haven't changed their food. That allergies can develop late in life for rats, just like with people. She's about a year old now, so she's not that old. But if these scratches don't heal, I'll do a 3rd mite treatment. And then if that doesn't work, I will take her in. We might need to get her a steroid shot. It would be dexamethasone. And that might help her, and if it does, hopefully that will be the end of it. But if not, I might need to look into doing like a food elimination trial, essentially, is where I take her mix down to the bare bones and then start slowly adding stuff back until she starts getting scabby again. But it's not like she's extremely scabby. It's only like 2 or 3 spots, but it's been consistent for about a month now. Hence the 2 doses of mite treatment that I've done. So again, if it continues, I will do another one. And I do think it's mites because Kelpie and Thistle and Baker all had the same issue, and they responded to the mite treatment, but she did not. Now, speaking of Baker, here's my old man. The last of my boys, at least for now. He's doing pretty good. He's over 2 now, and he's like a pretty solid rat despite that. But he's... Can I get your face in at all? But he is starting to act like an old man. He's become kind of reclusive. He doesn't really want attention much anymore. I mentioned that I had him on pain medication. I've taken him off now. And I have noticed that he's become reclusive again. So I am debating whether or not I should put him back on the pain medication to see if he perks up once more. But for the time being, he is doing pretty solid for such an old man, even if he does have some kind of arthritis or old age related pain. So hopefully we can get that all worked out and it'll be fine. Hi, Kelp. Hi, Kelpie. She's like, what are you doing, Mama? Go, baby. Now for these guys. Hi. Okay, let's see. You're going to get the small one because you're chunky. You're going to get the big one. Are you guys going to run out? So, Junimo and Joja. So, the big thing with this is Junimo. If you've been watching, you know that she had a tooth issue. She's in the back, so we'll just watch Joja. She had a tooth issue where she had her teeth were misaligned and overgrown, and that issue is persisting. So she's going to get a second tooth trim because her bottom teeth are currently like basically sharpening to points, which they shouldn't be doing. So we're gonna get them trimmed again. I can't tell, but I think her teeth might not be properly aligned at the moment. And that could be, at least in part, because of the issue with her tongue. So again, if you've been here, you've probably heard me talk about it. She had, when she went in to get her teeth trimmed, they saw and I quote, small warty thing on her tongue. And I was hoping this would be like an ulcer or an abscess or something like that that would resolve itself. But it's been about 2 weeks now, and she has not improved with her eating at all. She's still eating extremely slowly. She's still losing weight. She's down to 128 grams. She was 148 pretty consistently throughout her life, and it might not seem like much, dropping 13 grams that way, but for a dwarf rat, that is significant. That's basically the equivalent of a standard size rat losing 60 grams. So, and it's consistent. She is consistently losing weight. So I'm going to get her teeth trimmed again, and I'm going to see if they can't get a better look at her tongue than what I can do at home. I do think the thing on her tongue is still there because it's a different color from the rest of her tongue. And when I was checking her teeth, I could see that color. So I do unfortunately think it's still there and it's causing problems. I can tell that it's causing problems. So there's not, unfortunately, much I can do about this. In theory, I could get it removed, but that is like in theory. I don't think any of the vets near me have that kind of specialized tools. And if it does turn out to be a tumor, the kind of cancer it is extremely aggressive and it'll just come back like twofold, very quickly, very aggressive, and it will essentially just be a waste of like her life to make the last few days be like surgery and pain and then the tumor coming back. And I don't even know if they can take it off her tongue or if they'd have to take off the tip of her tongue. So like it's just not really feasible. So she's still in good spirits. Like, she is acting completely normal. It's just that I can't get weight on her, and she's having a lot of trouble eating. So I'm going to do 2 supplemental feedings a day and see if I can't get weight back on her, and I'll lower the dry mix that they get to accommodate for that because Jojo's getting kind of chunky eating all this extra food. And hopefully I'll be able to compensate, and if I can just get her weight up, and as long as this thing on her tongue doesn't keep growing, then she could have like a long time left. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking great, y'all. She's only a year and a half. She is technically a senior, but it's not like, I don't know. Dwarves regularly make it to 3 years old, so being like, she's technically a senior at a year and a half feels kind of hollow to me. But it is what it is. I know no matter what, I'm giving her a great life, and I will do what's best for her, and I'm not going to let her waste away on this, like, hope that I can fix her if I can't. So basically that's the case with Junimo. And if that happens, I do have a plan with Jojo, which is to, try her with the dwarfs, and if she doesn't get along with them, do you want to poke your head out and be cute for me? Thank you. And if she doesn't get along with them, I'm going to try her with Suitor and Lamb because they're all from the same breeder. And sometimes, oh, you're so cute. Look at you being such a cutie patootie. And sometimes being from the same breeder, they're from the same line, so the smell is more similar to what they are comfortable with, and they can get along. And I don't particularly want my dwarfs in with my standards, but the thing with Jojo is she's a very large dwarf. She is over 200 grams. So I do feel confident in trying her. And then if she doesn't get along with my dwarfs and she doesn't get along with Lamb and Suitor, then I will look into trying to get her spayed because I do believe she is large enough to be spayed. My vet likes them to be at least 200 grams, which she is. And if after being spayed, she still does not get along with the dwarfs or Suitor and Lamb, I will get her some boyfriends because I will exhaust all of my options trying to get this little troublemaker friends. You little, yeah, See, that's the trouble. Here's what no one tells you. The difficult ones are the best ones. And isn't that just awful? Now let's talk about Lamb and Suitor. Hi. Oh, little shark. So Suitor's fine. She's chunky, but she's fine. But Lamb still she's shaking her head like way more. And it's like getting to the point where it was when I first noticed the head shaking, which is making me a little nervous. So I don't know if she maybe needs to go another round of antibiotics or what. And then the other thing with Lamb is that she has that lump. And it like shrinks and grows pretty rapidly throughout like the course of 10-ish days. So I don't think it's a mammary tumor, but I also don't think it's a cancerous tumor. But if it is a mammary tumor, if it's developing into a mammary tumor, I don't really want to get her surgery until I know what's going on with the head shaking, because if she's got a neurological issue, putting her through surgery would be a very bad idea. But I do have the option of cabergoline, so I think if she's still around in a little bit and there's no development with the head shaking, I might look into getting her on cabergoline to help with that lump. However, she is spayed already, so the chances that the lump is something that cabergoline can even help are pretty slim, but it's worth a shot, I figure. So, and then hopefully I'll be able to do intros with them and the baby soon. It will probably be sometime early July, so hopefully I still have both of them for that, and neither of them ends up having to go into intros alone, because I do hate that. All right, now the babies. Blooper. Irving. Oh. Gummy. Professor. All right, let's talk about them. Oh, their cage isn't as bad as I was expecting. They're so messy. But let's talk about these guys. Okay. Okay, so Blooper calmed down a little bit, but I'm still going to get her spayed because with the way she was acting, I have very little doubt that she's going to be a problem in the future if I don't get her spayed. And like I've been on this rodeo. I know exactly how this is gonna go if I don't, and it's that she will eventually attack someone. So I'm going to get her spayed. Hi Bloops. And because of how it works, my vet only does a couple of spays a week. Hi. And they're an hour and a half away. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get Irving spayed too, because Irving's the only other one that is showing any kind of hormonal, oh, I wish that was focused on you, hormonal changes or issues. Oh my god, you little tongue bloops. And it's not big. In fact, it's not anything I would necessarily spay for immediately, but my instinct is telling me that I should just get it taken care of now. Would you focus on her, please? Thank you. That I should just get her taken care of now. Oh my god, look at you. Before it becomes a problem in the future, especially considering how hard it is to get into this vet. And the fact that they only do like 2 slots a week, basically. So I'm just going to get Irving spayed too. And I do have that scheduled for both of them. And then as soon as they're healed, I will attempt to do intros with Suitor and Lamb, provided Joja doesn't need them. We're looking at like probably 5 weeks out, so by then I'll probably have some idea of what's going on with Junimo. So I'll know if Joja's going to end up needing Suitor and Lamb potentially. Look at you guys. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. But obviously I'm hoping that everything goes okay and Junimo's still with me. It's just a matter of, there's a lot of like moving pieces right now. You are so cute. Oh my gosh. Look at you. Look at you. You beautiful baby girl. But yeah, it's just a matter of, there's a lot of like weird management things with rats. It's just like making sure I have everything in place for whoever needs it. So yeah, I'm rolling with it right now. And yes, if I can always try Jojo with these guys too after they've been spayed. But I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, because if I have to try literally every single rat in this house with Jojo and it doesn't work, we're in a Sailor situation. And I don't know if you guys remember Sailor, but the only rats she got along with were rats from her own line. So, hi. You're so beautiful. Oh, I don't even know where. There's Gummy. Where'd Irving go? That's Blooper. Blooper's very reactionary. She just... Hi, baby. She's very interactive, but she's also, like, she reacts very strongly to things. I think I think Irving's in the basket. Bloops. Oh, she's gone. Bloops. Come here. She'll give me kisses sometimes. Yeah, not right now. What about you? Gummy? You're so beautiful. And Fessy over there on the wheel. That's this thing. I don't know why sometimes my phone just doesn't want to focus. Hi, baby. But yeah, and I have no idea where Irving went. So I can't even show her. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh, you're so beautiful too. Yeah, beautiful babies. But yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I've done a lot of spays before, and I do even agree with like preventative spaying when you can do it, because in my experience, it has made a huge difference with my rats. It's the only thing that's actually made a difference in their lifespan. Their background hasn't, their diet hasn't, their care hasn't. It's just spaying that's made a big difference. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, look at you. Look at you. Do you want to send them off, Gummy? No. Okay. How about you, Fessy? Okay, ready? We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. All the fun stuff down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.